Guten Tag, welcome to Social Buzz Chat. We're talking social purpose for brands, CSR, is that still the term, and so much more. Join us in a second. Hello and welcome to another episode of SM Buzz Chat, your weekly dose of creativity, social media and so much more. Today I'm joined by Gina Roughan of Zone Digital.
Hi.
So we're going to jump straight in. Actually, no, before we do, we're talking about social purpose today, or what used to be known as CSR. If you didn't know already, the Drum holds an event every year called Do It Day, which is now award-winning.
Very nice.
And it is based around getting brands to do social good. Oh, how interesting that we're doing this. But it's not linked at all. But if you're interested in Do It Day, the link to the website and event details are flashing across your screen now. Right, social purpose. Describe social purpose in your own words, because some people may not know what it means.
So, social purpose is brands having a positive impact on the world while still growing their business. So effectively it's, I guess you could say, intrinsically tying their profit with their purpose.
Okay.
Which is very different, as you say, to kind of the old world of kind of trad CSR.
Give us some good examples of who's doing it well, because did some research earlier, and Google and Microsoft are number 1 and 2 in the companies with the best social purpose outlook. But I also found Ben and Jerry's, who have it central to everything they do. They had it as product, social, and economic. So list out 2 who you think are doing it correctly and why.
I think you've nailed it with Ben and Jerry's. Unilever as a company are just absolutely nailing it. They kind of top the rankings every year for their kind of commitment to social purpose. So Ben and Jerry's, brilliant example. They are absolutely committed from kind of, as you say, their pack design with their commitment to, climate change and things like really relevant issues such as gay marriage. They did a specific bespoke flavour, I do, with kind of the wording rings on the pack itself, all the way through to kind of, peaceful marches that they encourage, through the content they create, really beautiful Insta videos of kind of the world made out of ice cream melted. When it melts, it's gone, it's ruined. Just real commitment all the way through. That absolutely is Unilever all over. And kind of Dove is another one, a Unilever brand, which is all, the Real Beauty campaign. It's won every award going. Yeah. And it's genuinely kind of shifted the dial in terms of building women's confidence.
The Real Beauty campaign was part of that campaign, the one where they got women to walk through the doors into the shopping centre.
Yeah, that was kind of a later iteration. The original one was that iconic image of all the women of all different sizes and shapes, kind of standing there for the first time, really going out there and saying, accept your body.
Yeah, accept you for who you are.
Yeah.
I mentioned the one about the shopping centre, for example, because I know what you mean about the iconic image. That is, this is who we are. Fuck you, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Get over it. This is who we are. But the shopping centre campaign kind of got a bit of weird press. And one of the questions we were discussing about earlier is can social purpose just become a buzzword?
Yeah, it's a really good question, because as we've seen all too often with kind of the more traditional CSR stuff, when you're kind of committing to something good, i.e. donating a big chunk of money to a charity, it is good, but in some instances it's just a kind of labeling exercise. Whereas social purpose is genuinely looking at your entire brand, your entire company, and intrinsically linking the outcomes, sales and profit, to your purpose, in the kind of way that we've mentioned before with kind of Dove, but Persil is another brilliant one. Their Dirt is Good is their campaign. So absolutely they're all about shifting products, shifting more kind of laundry detergent, but they're committed to the celebration of kids getting outdoors, getting muddy and covered in paint and climbing trees and all those things that really celebrate childhood and childhood development. But you can see immediately there's a reason for that brand to be doing it, because it sells more product. So it's brilliant, and it means the entire company is committed to that rather than just a kind of box ticking exercise.
I'm trying to think, not just in general. One of the first social purpose, or may have been CSR campaigns that I ever saw. I was quite young. Do you remember there was vouchers for schools projects, and it was just you spent a certain amount of money in a supermarket, might have been Sainsbury's, it could have been Tesco. I'm sorry. And the more you spent, the more vouchers you got, and it helped the school it was such a huge campaign from the school as well. And it brings me on to my next question. It's like, we talk about personal and then getting kids outside to get dirty, get outside and such. Should a company's social purpose be indivisible to that of its business? Say, should FIFA do a social purpose campaign talking about tennis? It's a complete contradiction. Or should it be
Absolutely.
within their sales?
It should absolutely be intrinsically linked to their brand. And I think you've absolutely, it's almost like I prompted you, Adam. You've absolutely mentioned the best example ever, which is that Tesco kind of vouchers for schools. Because actually, that was one that a lot of people do remember. And that's actually progressed to the point where they've got this amazing campaign that they're doing at the moment called Eat Happy. So that's about Tesco as a business needs to be generating and kind of educating the next generation of their customers. So by committing to educating kids about where their food comes from and how the whole food process works and kind of the journey, they are effectively helping their business cultivate and build trust with the new generation of kids. So you can see how the two kind of work. And so their whole Eat Happy project is about taking kids on journeys to the food producers, like where tomatoes come from, you know, cornfields, apple farms, all of that kind of stuff. And then they do a big online presence where they do live through kind of using Google Hangouts technology, actually beam those real world journeys into classrooms across the school.
That's brilliant. That's that level of caring for the youth of today. That's brilliant. Like, yeah. What was I going to say? Like, I got caught up in like a different train of thought because you said something about like how Tesco care. And it made me think of McDonald's, and I find it quite contradictory that one of their key schemes is football coaching, for example, and breaking news, McDonald's isn't always that good for you. Do you find it ironic sometimes that brands do that? So McDonald's are trying to help kids get sporty even though they know what their product is doing.
So that, to me, is a great example of some really smart CSR kind of tactics where you're looking to almost offset the kind of the product with some goods that kind of counteracts that product. So active, healthy lifestyles, really encouraging that because that will offset kind of calorie intake. And that's absolutely a commitment of their brand. But I think what's way more compelling is their social purpose stuff, which is a real commitment to education. So all of their staff are given opportunities to really progress and really become educated. And they've got an amazing kind of scheme, almost a kind of an education and university kind of scheme within the business. So when you join McDonald's, no matter what level you are, you have loads of opportunities to not only grow within the company, but to actually gain qualifications along the way. So that, you can see how that absolutely intrinsically meets with their brand objectives, because their objectives are to gain a kind of skilled workforce that is absolutely committed to their brand. So the two are more connected than, as to your point, football over here. Even though that's a very admirable kind of scheme that they're running, it's not as intrinsically linked, the profit and purpose, as kind of their commitment to education.
So it's okay for me to get a McDonald's? Is that fine?
As long as you go and play footy afterwards.
As long as I go work it off and make sure that calorie deficit is reduced. Was it? I don't know, wrong way around. Who knows? My final question, and this is something to help anyone who, in an agency or brand, who wants to start with a social purpose like strategy. How? How should a company start? Like, so small scale ideas off the top of my head, like volunteering, but from someone like yourself, an expert in this, like in this idea of social purpose, how should a company, brand, agency, whoever start to create their own social purpose strategy?
So crucial is not to just look at what loads of other brands are doing and say, oh, well, how can we get a slice of that? How can we kind of just change a few words in the hashtag and kind of jump on that bandwagon?
Yes.
It's to start with the brand and then look at how that target audience genuinely interacts with the world. What do they care about? What's important to them? So again, the Dove example, you know, for women, it's about confidence. It's about how you feel, how you look, how you feel judged about your body and your size and your shape and all those kind of things. So tapping into that, and then as a brand, working out how they can use their scale for good to really drive that kind of idea and support that kind of idea, and in fact do good, use their brand comms and their scale and their presence for good around that particular kind of territory or area. It's you know, it's such a competitive landscape out there. I mean, you work in digital, you know, like at the moment, people just have so much choice, so many brands kind of vying for your attention. There's hashtags coming out of your ears.
It's too many hashtags.
Too many hashtags. But when you have a brand,
as well.
Exactly. But when you've got a brand that has carved that unique territory and tapped into that real human insight and that real human truth, then you can start to see them rise above and really build trust with their audience and drive that emotional connection. Then they can get that cut through.
Trust.
And kind of competitive edge. Yeah.
It's all about trust.
Trust.
At the end of the day, get the trust.
Hashtag.
Get the hashtag trust.
Get the hashtag trust.
Oh, that sounds like something you put at the end of a tweet when you just, what do I put? Hashtag trust. That'll do. Thank you so much. That has been really compelling and really interesting for me just to listen as an interviewer, quasi-interviewer. I read the comments. If you'd like to introduce yourself and explain where people can follow you to that camera there.
I'm Gina Roughan. I'm content director at Zone. And you can follow me at Gina Schaefer or at This Is Zone.
We'll spell it out because you were saying that people keep spelling it wrong.
Yeah, no one can spell my surname. At GINASCHAUFF for Freddie, ER.
You seemed a bit concerned yourself there. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm being asked to do it on camera.
Yes.
Like, letters. Okay, as always, there's loads of these you can now watch, so I'm just going to go for my usual exit ramble. You can now enter the Social Buzz Awards, who happily sponsor this show. Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work. Go to www.socialbuzzawards.com. Yes, that's the one. For details, the link will be running across your screen now if Jamie does his job right. Jamie. Oh, he's frowning. I'm Adam Libinati Roach. You can find me on Snapchat. It's just Bacon Chin, or there should be now a Snapchat logo here. Are you on Snapchat?
Just.
Oh, what do you mean by just?
Relatively new to Snapchat in a personal capacity.
Personal capacity?
Yes. Enjoying it, very much enjoying it.
Also, big thanks to Suki here. You gonna wave? She's not waving. She's Community Manager of the Year at the Social Buzz Awards, and she stood over there, not there. Come on, sit. Come on. Come on, come sit down. Yeah, no. Amazing, thank you. And we'll see you for another episode very soon. Remember, use SM Buzz Chat whenever you're talking about social media. And remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you watch this on YouTube. And remember to share the article if you're watching it / reading it on the drum. Goodbye, I'm gonna wave because I don't know what to do.
It keeps my knowledge fresh. Honestly, I know so much more about Snapchat now than before because basically I'm watching young people use it and I'm watching the way they interact. And I think just knowing what's cool in their world gives you so much more future insight. You know, I don't even think Snapchat, I've spoke to Snapchat and they don't know how young people are using it.